Did you know that Elon Musk sold PayPal for $1.5 billion and walked away without paying a single dollar in tax? So in this video, I'll break down exactly how Elon Musk does it and how you can use similar principles to keep more of your own money, completely legally, even if you're not a billionaire, just yet. As a qualified accountant with over 10 years of experience helping clients slash their tax bills, I'm going to show you exactly how the ultra wealthy play a completely different tax game to the rest of us. It's like they're playing chess while the rest of us are still learning to play checkers. Picture this, your salary is like rainwater falling into a bucket with holes drilled by the tax man. Before you even touch it, 20%, 30%, even 40% leaks out. But Elon Musk, his bucket doesn't have any holes. Instead of taking a salary from Tesla, he gets paid in stock options. This is like gathering rain clouds that only pour when he decides to make it rain. These options don't get taxed until he actually sells them. And when Tesla's stock value shot up, Musk's net worth absolutely skyrocketed. But here's the genius part. He never sold any shares. And why? Well, because the moment he does, the tax storm begins. In other words, imagine your boss said to you, instead of paying you in cash, I'll give you gold bars and you only pay tax when you decide to sell them. This is exactly what Musk does with his Tesla shares. As long as he doesn't sell, he doesn't pay. I've known people to switch from a high salary to a lower salary with the remainder paid in company shares. This change can save you thousands in tax, whilst also growing your net worth so much faster. But hold up, if billionaires don't sell their stocks, then how do they fund their lavish lifestyles? Surely they need cold hard cash to pay for all of those fancy things that we see on Instagram. Well, that leads us nicely onto the next trick. Imagine your house is worth $500,000 and you need some cash for a big holiday. You could sell it, but you'd have to pay capital gains tax. So instead, you say to the bank, can you lend me $50,000 and if I don't pay you back, then you can have my house. The bank agrees and they send you the money, happy days, and the best part is that it's not actually treated as income. It's a loan, and loans are not taxed. Elon Musk has perfected this strategy. What he does is he goes into banks and he says, lend me the money, and if I don't pay you back, then you can take my Tesla shares. Then of course, he walks out with billions to fund his lifestyle, all whilst paying maybe 2% interest, which is absolutely nothing compared to the tax that he would have paid if he sold the shares. What makes this deal even better is that he still owns his Tesla shares. So if they go up, he gets even richer. If he did sell his shares, he'd lose some of his control over Tesla because other people could buy them and potentially own more than him. But by borrowing against them, instead of selling them, he gets the cash while keeping full control over the company. And what about the interest that he's going to pay on the loan? Well, that's actually the least of his worries, because first, he can deduct the interest on his tax returns, making the loan even more tax efficient. And second, if he invests the borrowed money into something that earns more than 2% interest, then that investment pays for the loan itself. So he gets to use the money practically for free. You might be sat there thinking, well, that all sounds well and good, but what happens when he eventually needs to pay back the loan? Well, imagine you have a credit card with a 0% interest period. When the offer expires, instead of paying off the balance, you just transfer this balance to another 0% interest card. This is exactly what Musk does, but with billion-dollar loans. And you know what? He's not the only one that's able to apply these strategies. I've had loads of replies from subscribers to my email list telling me that they've been able to save thousands by applying the techniques that I share. I'll leave a link below if you want to join the list. The first strategy is exactly why billionaires don't need a salary. And when things go south, just like when Tesla's value fell recently, Musk just pulls another strategic move. Like he did recently by selling Twitter, or X, to XAI. Elon Musk doesn't just play the tax game like chess, he rearranges the whole board. Recently, Musk sold Twitter, or X, to his own AI company, XAI. But why? Why would he shuffle his companies around like chess pieces? So let's imagine you've got a house. One of the rooms is on fire, and one of the others is flooded. What's the best solution here? Well, if you combine the two rooms, then both problems are solved at once. This is exactly what Musk has done. One business is losing money, which is Twitter, and the other is making money. So he's now combined them so that the losses from the first can offset the profits of the second, meaning, you've guessed it, paying less tax. By merging the companies, Musk has turned X's massive losses into valuable tax write-offs. XAI can absorb these losses, reducing the overall tax bill. And on top of that, artificial intelligence research comes with government incentives and tax breaks, making XAI a more tax-efficient place to hold assets, compared to X. This isn't the first time that he's done it either. Back in 2016, Tesla acquired SolarCity, which was another one of Musk's companies, and the result was massive tax savings. So Elon Musk does this on a massive scale, but what if you don't own a billion-dollar company? Well, the principles can apply at all levels. You can still use business structures to reduce taxes no matter how much money you're making. And I've actually helped business owners do something similar, restructuring companies to take advantage of tax-efficient setups. One client, for example, had two businesses. One was making profits and the other one was struggling. But by restructuring how they operated, we were able to offset losses and reduce their overall tax bill, a move that saved them thousands. And speaking of tax-efficient setups, let's talk about how Musk ensures his investments keep growing completely tax-free. Not all income is taxed equally, and Elon Musk knows exactly where to put his money. When Musk sold PayPal for $1.5 billion, he didn't cash out. Instead, he reinvested the funds into Tesla and SpaceX, which meant he deferred his tax bill whilst also building his empire. Think of it like planting two identical trees. One is planted in harsh tax soil where 30% of his growth is trimmed away every single year, and the other is planted in a protected greenhouse where it grows completely untouched. After 20 years, which tree do you think would be bigger? The difference would be pretty crazy. This is why Musk plants his money in tax greenhouses. SpaceX gets huge tax breaks for innovation, Tesla benefits from renewable energy incentives, and XAI qualifies for artificial intelligence tax breaks. The good news is you don't need a rocket company to do this. In the UK, individual savings accounts protect your invested cash from tax. And in the US, Roth IRAs let your money grow completely tax-free. One client who followed my advice to max out his pension contributions and his ISA allowances for just 5 years is now on track for a retirement pot that is nearly £300,000 larger than if he invested in standard taxable accounts. But none of this works without a plan. Which brings us to the final and most important trick. After 10 years of working in the finance industry, I've seen the same pattern over and over again. And this is what separates tax amateurs from the tax masters. Most people think about their taxes just once a year, but billionaires, they plan their tax moves years in advance. Elon Musk operates like a chess grandmaster, always thinking 10 moves ahead. He times his stock sales so he only pays tax when the rates are favorable. He moves assets in between companies to really make the most of tax loopholes. And he works with expert advisors to stay ahead of tax law changes. But you don't need billions to benefit from tax planning. Even small tweaks can save you thousands. You should be using tax-free accounts. You need to time your investment decisions with taxes in mind. And definitely structure your income to reduce your tax liability as much as possible. The difference between paying 40% tax and paying 20% tax isn't just about how much you earn, it's about how smartly you plan. And the earlier you start, the more you can save. Now you know the strategies that super billionaires use to pay less tax. But how about the strategies that non-billionaires use? Well, if you watch this video right here, then you can learn the everyday strategies that you can use to bring your tax bill down lower than you could ever imagine.